one brick, one block, English bound, and the last one is a estimation of the building units. So these are the three experiments which we are going to discuss today. So I think we can start. So if there is any problem in hearing or something like that, just you have to inform me. So can you see the slide?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So brick masonry, that is the experiment. So so masonry means it is to build a structure from the individual building units, so which is often laid in and bound together by the mortar. So masonry means actually the construction of the structure using some building material. The building material can be the building unit. The building unit, it can be a brick, it can be stone, so it can be solid block, concrete blocks can be used. So using that, if you are constructing a structure using a binding material and using a binding material, we are binding together this building unit and constructing a wall or any structure, then it is known as masonry. So we are just going to some of the details which are coming in this masonry. So here particularly we are taking the brick as the building unit, or we are considering the brick masonry. So if we are using brick as the building unit or the building material, it is known as brick masonry. So it is a it is built by placing the bricks in mortar. So bricks as such, by arranging the bricks, we can make a structure. So these bricks are these building units. Here we are using the brick. This brick have to be binded together using a binding material. So here we are using the mortar. So mortar means it can be it is the binding material which is being used, and it can be of different types based on the ingredient coming. It can be cement mortar, lime mortar, etc. So I think you have studied in basic civil what is a brick. So a brick, it is a building material. It is a block of a ceramic material used in the construction, which is laid using mortar. So bricks are they are actually manufactured material, building material. So they are being manufactured by some ingredients, and by mixing the ingredients, by molding that, and by drying that and burning that, we get a very strong building material, that is brick. So you are already studying all the properties and all in your basic civil classes. So so particularly here we are dealing with the masonry work using brick. So there are different types of bricks which are being used, and these are having so many different properties. So all these things, I think you know. So regarding the brick masonry, we should know the size of the brick. So the standard size of a brick is 19 centimeter by 9 centimeter by 9 centimeter. It is the actual size of a brick. So brick, it will be having three dimension: the length, breadth, and the depth. So the length is 19 centimeter, 9 by 9 centimeter. And we usually describe some one more size for the brick, that is nominal size. So nominal size, it is actually the size of the brick along with the mortar. I have already told that we are actually building the structure by using a binding material in between this building unit, that is brick. So we are taking the thickness of the mortar which are used for binding the bricks. So taking that thickness also, we get the nominal size. That is, the nominal size of a brick is 20 centimeter by 10 centimeter by 10 centimeter. So actually it includes the size of the brick along with the mortar. So nominal size of the brick is the size including the thickness of the mortar in the brickwork. So in brickwork, what is the size of the brick? That is what we are actually saying as a nominal size. So actual size means as such, if we are taking one brick, what is the size? So after the construction, if the brick is there in the brick masonry, what is the size? It is the nominal size. So here we know the along with the actual size, we are taking the thickness of the mortar. So thickness of mortar is considered as a 1 centimeter. So as this, the size is 20 centimeter by 10 centimeter by 10 centimeter. So it's the nominal size. So we can go through some of the terms which are being used in this brick masonry. So we can see the frog. That is, here we can see some depression in the face of the brick. So this depression, it is known as frog. So this depression is usually provided in order to provide uh, what mortar for the more binding between the bricks. So we will be laying the bricks, and if we want to get a stronger bonding between the bricks, we will be putting some more mortar. So, but in some cases, the thickness of mortar cannot be increased as such. So, in that cases, we can make some depression in the brick so that we can put some more mortar in the frog, so that the binding between the building units or the bricks can be increased. So it is a function of the frog. So now we can see the brick is having what some faces. So we are describing each and every face of the brick with a specific name. So here we can see if the face having the length. So the face, the one of the face which is having the length and the depth, it is known as the structure. So structure means this is obtained when the brick is laid in its length parallel to the direction of the load. If we are laying this brick so that if the length of the brick is parallel to the direction of the wall, then it is known as structure. So this face is known as a structure. And the top, this face is known as a bed. And it is having, if we are looking, we are having two bed faces. So top bed and a bottom. So the brick can be laid either this at the top and or this bottom surface at the top. So the two faces are known as bed. So here we are having this face is known as the structure face. Uh, the face is known as structure because when bricks are laid, after the laying of the brick, if we get the length of the brick parallel to the direction of the wall, then it is not a structure. And the small face, that is where the depth and the breadth is coming, it is known as the header face. So header and a structure. So this is, if we are taking, this is the direction of the wall. So we are constructing a wall like this. So this is the direction of the wall. If the face of the brick is such that it is along the length of the brick is along the direction or the parallel to the direction of the wall, it is known as structure. And if we are placing it otherwise, so here we can see, so brick is laid, the smaller face is coming in the front, then in that case it is known as header. That is, the length will be perpendicular to the direction of the wall. So this is the header face. So hope you understand. And next one is the horizontal course. Course means it is a horizontal layer of brick. So if we are laying a brick, then this horizontal layer of a brick, it is known as, if we are, this one layer of a brick, it is known as the course. And next, you can see some terms that are related to the brick. That is, first one is closer. Closer, it is actually a portion of a brick which are cut longitudinally. So if we are taking a brick and if we are cutting that longitudinally, it is known as a closer. There are different types of closers which are coming. We can see that. So this is a full brick. I hope you have seen a full brick. So if we are cutting it longitudinally, so along the length, if you are cutting the brick, then that cut piece of brick is known as closers. So there are different types of closers which are being used. So first one is king closer. So here, king closer, we are cutting a triangular portion. So along the lengthwise, we are cutting this. So we are cutting this triangular portion away, and the rest of the portion is known as the king closer. Here, the thing is that the width is halved and the length is halved. So if we are considering this face, we are having only half the width, and if we are considering this face, we are having only half the length. So from that, if we are cutting this triangular portion, the rest of the thing is known as the king closer. So hope you understand that is actually a portion of the brick. We are just cutting a triangular portion from that. So here, so this is a king closer, and next one is a queen closer. So queen closer, we are actually cutting it along the length with a half the width. So if we can, if we see this piece, this is known as the queen closer. So it is having a dimension like the length will be equal to that of the full brick. The depth will be equal to that of the full brick, but the width is half that of the full brick. So this piece of brick, it is known as a queen closer, and the queen closer can be a quarter queen closer also. We are cutting the length into half, then it is known as queen closer, quarter queen closer. So here the length also is half the length of the full brick. So it is a queen closer quarter. And next one is a beveled closer. It is another type of closer which is being used. So here the thing is that one of the face is having half the width and the full length is cut. So one face it is not having that length. So we get a sloped surface of over the here. This portion is cut, and the rest, this is known as the beveled closer. And next one is metered closer. In case of metered closer, we are cutting full width. So here we cut the full length. Here we are cutting full width, but the inclined portion, it is having an angle of 45 or 60. So that here the length will maybe cut half, or it may be 1/4 or 3/4 or something based on this inclination. So this is known as the metered closer. So these closers are actually used in some cases while the arrangement of this bricks. The thing that have to be considered in the brick masonry is that there should not be any continuous vertical joints. So if we are seeing this is one of the masonry. So here, when two bricks are joined using a mortar, we can see these are the courses. When we are arranging the bricks in the courses, we can see this is the vertical joint. So here we can see the vertical joint is here, right? In this course, it is here. And next, in this course, it is here. And in this course, it is here. So we are having this continuous vertical joints. If the joint over here, if it is here, then the wall, there is a chance for the wall to break. So the strength will be reduced. So in order to, while construction of a wall, we should consider that there should not be any continuous vertical joints. So in order to avoid that, we may have to insert some pieces of bricks in between. So while arranging, there is a chance of this continuous vertical joints. In order to avoid that, we may have to place some pieces of a brick, and that is known as the closers. So closers are actually used in order to avoid this continuous vertical joints. So hope you understand. So നമ്മൾ ബ്രിക്ക് മേസണറി ബ്രിക്ക് അറേഞ്ച് ചെയ്യാന്നുള്ളതാണ് പറഞ്ഞിരിക്കുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ ഫുൾ ബ്രിക്സ് നമ്മൾ അറേഞ്ച് ചെയ്ത് വരുന്ന ടൈമിൽ ഇതുപോലെ വെർട്ടിക്കൽ ജോയിന്റ്സ് വരുന്നുണ്ട്. ആ വെർട്ടിക്കൽ ജോയിന്റ്സ് കണ്ടിന്യൂസ് വരാതിരിക്കാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ടാണ് നമ്മൾ ക്ലോസേഴ്സ് യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. നിങ്ങൾ കൺസ്ട്രക്ഷൻ ഒക്കെ കണ്ടിട്ടുണ്ടാവും. മേസൺസ് ചിലപ്പോൾ ഫുൾ ബ്രിക്ക് അതേപോലെ തന്നെ ആയിരിക്കില്ല, കട്ട് ചെയ്തിട്ടൊക്കെ ആയിരിക്കും വെക്കുന്നത്. അപ്പൊ കട്ട് ചെയ്ത് വെക്കുന്നതിന്റെ റീസൺ ഇതാണ്, ഷുഡ് നോട്ട് ബി എനി കണ്ടിന്യൂസ് വെർട്ടിക്കൽ ജോയിന്റ്സ്. സോ ആ വെർട്ടിക്കൽ ജോയിന്റ്സ് വരാണ്ടിരിക്കാൻ ചിലപ്പോൾ ഒരു ചെറിയ പീസ് ഓഫ് ബ്രിക്ക് ആയിരിക്കും ഒരു സ്ഥലത്ത് വെക്കേണ്ടി വരിക. ആ പീസ് ഓഫ് ബ്രിക്കിനെയാണ് നമ്മൾ ക്ലോസേഴ്സ് യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. ഈ ഓരോ ക്ലോസേഴ്സും ഓരോ പർപ്പസിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്നതാണ്. Hope you understand. And next one is a brick bat. So this is also a piece of brick, but നമ്മൾ cut ചെയ്യുന്നത്. In closes we cut longitudinally, that is along the length we cut the brick. Here in brick bat we are cutting it along the width or the breadth. So along the width we are cutting, that is across the length ആണ്. മറ്റേത് ഈ ഡയറക്ഷനിലായിരുന്നു കട്ട് ചെയ്തിരുന്നത്, ഇവിടെ ഈ ഡയറക്ഷനിൽ കട്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നു. അതാണ്, that's the difference between brick bat and closer. So almost they are, both of them are used in order to avoid the continuous vertical joints. So that is bat. We are having half bat, three-quarter bat, and a beveled bat. So half bat means length. We are cutting this brick so that we get a piece having length half that of the full brick, width and the thickness, the breadth and the thickness of the brick is same as that of the full brick. So here again the length is 3/4. So this piece is known as a 3/4 bat. So these are being used in various brick construction of the walls for arranging the bricks in order to avoid the continuous vertical joints. So this is beveled bat. So these are usually provided at the corners in order to get some shape for that particular corner. So hope you understand. So next term. So these are the terms which are being used in the brick masonry. So next one is quoin. So quoin means it is a corner of the external angle. So we are constructing a wall or wall corner. So at the corner, it will be of 90 degrees or it can be of any angle. Usually the corner of two walls, or the junction where the two walls join will be of 90 degrees. That junction, that corner, it is known as quoin. And we can see this is quoin. So this is a corner where the two walls join. So this corner, it is known as the quoin. And the particular brick which are placed there is known as a quoin header or a quoin stretcher or something which we are placing there. So next one is a toothing. Toothing is another term that is used. It is a termination of wall in such a fashion that each alternate courses at the end project in order to provide adequate bond. The wall is continued horizontally at the later stage. So these are the fashion of ending a wall in so that we have to construct another wall in future. So ചിലപ്പോൾ ഒരു ദിവസം അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നമ്മളിപ്പോൾ ഒരു വീട് വെച്ചു, അപ്പോൾ അതിൻ്റെ ഒരു വാൾ ചിലപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ എക്സ്റ്റെൻഡ് ചെയ്തിട്ട് വേറൊരു റൂമോ എന്തെങ്കിലും പിന്നീട് എടുക്കണം എന്ന് വിചാരിച്ചിട്ട് നമ്മൾ ആ ഒരു എൻഡ് കൊണ്ടുവന്ന് നിർത്താണ്. അപ്പോൾ എൻഡ് കൊണ്ടുവന്ന് നിർത്തുമ്പോൾ ഫുൾ സ്മൂത്ത് ആയിട്ട് കൊണ്ട് നിർത്തി കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ നെക്സ്റ്റ് കൺസ്ട്രക്ഷൻ സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ ഇതിലോട്ട് ചേർത്ത് വെക്കാനായിട്ട് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഇതിലോട്ട് ചേർത്ത് ആ ഒരു ബോണ്ടിങ് കിട്ടാനായിട്ട് ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടായിരിക്കും. അപ്പൊ ഇതുപോലെ നിർത്തുന്നതിനെയാണ് ടൂത്തിങ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. സോ എൻഡ് ഓഫ് ദ വാൾ വിൽ ബി ലൈക്ക് ദിസ് ഫാഷൻ. സോ ഈച്ച് alternate courses will be projecting outward. So this is known as a toothing. So likewise ഇതുപോലെ തന്നെ നമ്മൾ ആ ഒരു എൻഡ് കൊണ്ട് നിർത്തുന്ന ഒരു ടൈപ്പിനെയാണ് റേക്കിംഗ് ബാക്ക് എന്ന് പറയാം. സോ ഒരു ഡേയ്സ് വർക്ക്, നമ്മളിപ്പോ ഒരു വീട് വെക്കുന്ന ഫുള്ളായിട്ട് വെക്കാന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ ഒരു ദിവസം കൊണ്ട് എല്ലാ വാൾസും കെട്ടി തീർക്കാൻ പറ്റില്ല. അപ്പൊ ചിലപ്പോൾ ഒരു വാളിന്റെ പകുതി വരെ കെട്ടി നിർത്താൻ അന്നത്തെ ദിവസം കൺസ്ട്രക്ഷൻ കഴിയും. അപ്പൊ അങ്ങനെ കെട്ടി നിർത്തുമ്പോൾ ഫുൾ നമ്മൾ ഇതേപോലെ ഒരു വാൾ ഫിനിഷ് ചെയ്തിട്ടല്ല നിർത്താം. ഫിനിഷ് ചെയ്ത് നിർത്തി കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ നെക്സ്റ്റ് ഡേ വന്ന് സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ ആ ഒരു കണ്ടിന്യൂഷൻ കിട്ടില്ല, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ആ ഒരു ബോണ്ടിങ് കിട്ടില്ല. സോ ഇൻ ഓർഡർ ടു ഹാവ് ദാറ്റ് ബോണ്ടിങ് വി മേ end the wall in this fashion as a stepped form. So in a stepped formula, if we are ending the wall construction, then it is known as a raking back. So here this is the stepping of the bricks at the end of the wall to be constructed. So these are usually used if we are going to construct or extend the wall in future, or if we are ending the construction a day's work. If we are ending a day's work, we will be ending the walls like this. So in order to start the next day's work. So that is raking back and toothing. So these are the terms coming. So next one is so here we can see. So this each layer of a bricks arranged, it is known as courses. So here this is the wall direction. So this is the wall direction. So here we can see this course. So here in this course we can see the structure phase of the brick. So if we can see the structure phase of the brick, then it is known as the structure course, right? So if we can see the header of the brick in one layer, then it is known as the header course. So hope you understand. So this is structure course and this is header course. All these are needed in the coming slides. So that's why I'm telling that. So header course and the structure course. Here we can see a closure over here. So this is placed in order to avoid the continuous vertical joint. So some continuous vertical joints may occur if it is not placed. So that's why they have placed these closures. So queue-in closures are used here. So next one, queue-in, it is the corner. We already seen. So it is a corner of a wall. So next one is a lap. So lap means it is a horizontal distance between this the vertical joints in the consecutive layers. So consecutive courses. So this is one course, this is another course. The adjacent, the distance, horizontal distance between the adjacent vertical joints, it is known as the lap. And this distance should, this lap should have a minimum value. Then only the masonry will have a particular strength. Otherwise, there is a chance of failure of the masonry or the failure of the wall. So this distance is important. So it should have a minimum value. So hope you understand. And next one is perpend. So perpend is an imaginary vertical line. So I have already told when the bricks are arranged like this, we are having this vertical joints, this imaginary vertical lines. So if we are joining this, if we are through the joints, we are drawing some lines. That imaginary vertical line, it is known as perpend. So and next one is bond in brick masonry. So the bricks are actually arranged in a particular fashion so that the wall which or the structure which is constructed using that particular bond will have the specified strength and the aesthetic appearance. So the arrangement of this bricks in the masonry, it is known as the bond in brick masonry. So the method of arranging the brick in the course so that interior bricks are locked together, it is known as bond. So various types of bonds are distinguished by their elevation. So there are different types of bond which are being used for the construction of structures or the construction of walls. So they are being described or distinguished by the elevation or the face appearance. So if we construct a wall, if we are seeing the elevation, we can say which type of bond is that. So here, this is one of the elevation. So from this, we can say what type of bond is in this brick masonry or in this wall. So improper arrangement will result in the continuous vertical joints. So that have to be continuous vertical joints have to be avoided. So otherwise the strength and stability will be affected. So next we can see the bones which are coming. So here we can see there are different types of bones. So here actually the English bone is of more importance because the next experiment is that we are constructing a wall in English bone. So we can go through some of the, we are only going through some of the important bones over here. So we are not explaining every bone. So as this, these types of bones are existing, which are used for a construction of various walls. So first one is structure bone. As from the name itself, we can see that in the elevation of the bricks are arranged in such a way that in the elevation we can see structures. We can see only the structures. So bricks are arranged in such a way that this is the elevation of the structure bone, and this is the plan of the structure bone. Hope you know what is plan and elevation. Plan elevation ഒക്കെ അറിയാലോ. Can you hear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
ഉറക്കത്തിലാണ് എല്ലാവരും. കണ്ണൊക്കെ തിരിഞ്ഞിക്കൊണ്ട് പറയുന്ന പോലെ ഉണ്ട്. So okay. So plan and elevation. So this is a plan of structure bones. So structure bones എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ വേറെ ഒന്നുമില്ല, ബ്രിക്സിന്റെ അറേഞ്ച്മെന്റ് പറയുന്നതാണ്. ഡിഫറെന്റ് പർട്ടിക്കുലർ മെത്തേഡിൽ നമ്മൾ ആ ബ്രിക്സ് അറേഞ്ച് ചെയ്യണം. വെറുതെ അറേഞ്ച് ചെയ്ത് വെച്ചു അതിന്റെ ബിറ്റ്വീനിൽ നമ്മൾ മോർട്ടാറുണ്ട്. സാധാരണ ഒരു വാൾ കെട്ടുന്നത് നിങ്ങൾ കണ്ടിട്ടില്ലേ? അപ്പൊ അതിൽ പർട്ടിക്കുലർ അറേഞ്ച്മെന്റിലാണ് അവർ വെക്കുന്നത്, അല്ലാണ്ട് അവർക്ക് തോന്നിയതുപോലെ എടുത്ത് വെക്കുകയല്ല ചെയ്യുക. സോ ആ പർട്ടിക്കുലർ അറേഞ്ച്മെന്റിന് ഓരോരോ പേരുകളുണ്ട്, അതാണ് പറയുന്നത്. സ്ട്രക്ചർ ബോൺ മീൻസ് elevation. In the elevation we can see the structure, that is we can see the structure piece of the brick. So in order to see the structure, the brick should be laid like this. So ഇവിടെ നമുക്ക് 135 246 കോഴ്സ് പ്ലാൻസ് എന്ന് കാണാം. സോ 135 കോഴ്സ് പ്ലാൻസ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഫസ്റ്റ് കോഴ്സ്, തേർഡ് കോഴ്സ്, ഫിഫ്ത്ത് കോഴ്സ്, അതായത് ഓഡ് കോഴ്സസ് ആർ അറേഞ്ച്ഡ് ലൈക്ക് ദിസ്. Here, even courses, second course, fourth course, sixth course, they are arranged in this pattern. So first layer, first course എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഈ താഴത്തെ ഈ കോഴ്സ് ഈ അറേഞ്ച്മെന്റ് ആയിരിക്കും. ആൻഡ് സെക്കൻഡ് കോഴ്സ്, സെക്കൻഡ് ലെയർ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ഇങ്ങനെയായിരിക്കും ബ്രിക്സ് അറേഞ്ച് ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്നത്. The third one, it will be like similar to that of the first course. So that is the arrangement. So usually we will be arranging it like that. The odd courses will have some arrangement and the even courses will have another arrangement. All the even courses will be in having one arrangement and all the odd courses will be having one arrangement. So likewise we are arranging the bricks in the bone. So here in structure bone, the odd courses are arranged like this, even courses are arranged like this. Here we are it is shown the corner of a wall. So the wall is extending in this directions. So this is a corner. So how the bricks are being arranged at a corner. So this is all about the structure bone. And next one is header bone. So in header bone, we can the peculiarity is that in the elevation we can see only the headers. So in every courses we can see the headers. So this is the arrangement or this is a plan view of the this header bone. So here we can see what the bricks, this is the plan view of a 246, that is even courses are being arranged like this, odd courses are arranged like this. So first layer we will be laying that like this, above that we will be laying the bricks like this, again above that we will be laying like this, so that we get an elevation like this. So this is a isometric view of the wall. So this is a wall corner. So bricks are arranged like this. So here we can see this is the first course, second course, third course, and fourth course. And another thing which we have to see is that the thickness of the wall. So usually the thickness of the wall is being described using the length of the brick. So here this is one brick thick wall. One brick thick means the thickness of the wall will be equal to the length of the brick. I hope you understand. So here the thickness of the wall will be equal to the length of the brick, and we have already seen that the length of the brick is equal to 19 centimeters. It is actual size. If we are taking the nominal size, it is 20 centimeters. So usually nominal size will be saying, so here the thickness of the brick, wall will be equal to 20 centimeters. If it's of a 1.5 brick thick wall, means the thickness of the wall will be equal to 1 length plus half the length, 1.5 brick thick. So the total thickness of the wall will be equal to 20 plus 20 by 2. So 20 plus 20 by 2 means 30 will be the total thickness of the wall. Like that, we will be saying 1 brick thick wall, 1.5 thick brick wall, like that. So hope you understand. So this is a header course. So in the elevation, we can see all the headers. So that's a peculiarity of the header bond. And next one is the English bond. So English bond, it is having the peculiarity, from the figure we can see each courses, it is having alternate courses of headers and the structures. So here first course is structure, and next one is header, next one is structure, again header, structure, header, like that. So here we can see this is the arrangement for the odd courses, and this is the arrangement of even courses. So again here it is a 1 brick thick wall. So thickness of the wall is 1 brick thick. So 1 brick thick means there we are describing the length of the brick as the thickness of the wall. So 1 brick thick wall in English bond. This is a 1 brick thick wall in English bond. So in order to get alternate layers of headers and the structures, the arrangement is like this. So next one is a Flemish bond. In case of Flemish bond, we can see it is having each course is having alternate headers and the structures. So here we can see one structure, next one header, structure, header, like that. So next course also it is having the same arrangement. So structure, header, like that. So that the bricks are arranged like this. So this is of a even course arrangement, and this is of a odd course arrangement. And here also the wall thickness is a 1 brick thick wall, right? 1 brick thick wall in Flemish bond. So these are the important bond which which you should know. The all other bonds are not of that much important. So here we can see this is English bond in 1.5 brick thick. So the thickness of the wall is 1. So here the length of the brick plus half. So 20 plus 10. So total thickness will be 30, right? So 30. So this is 1.5 brick thick wall. So this is the plan view of even courses, and this is the plan view of odd courses. So bricks have to be arranged like this in order to get the 1.5 brick thick English bond. So this is the arrangement of bricks in a 1.5 brick thick Flemish bond. In this, the bricks are arranged like this. Hope you understand. And so this is all about the bond, and this is all about the study of brick masonry. Next, we can see the next experiment, that is construction of a 1.5 thick brick English wall in English bond. So we have already seen the plans. So we are arranging the bricks like this in order to construct. So aim is to construct a wall of length 60 centimeters, height 50 centimeters, and wall thickness 1.5 brick using English bond. So using English bond, we are actually building a wall having length 60 centimeters, height 50 centimeters, and the wall thickness 1.5. So if you are seeing the procedure, first we will be soaking the brick in water, since the brick may absorb the water from the mortar. We are using the mortar for binding these brick units. So first we will put in the water, then we will make the ground level, and we'll spread the first layer of mortar, and then we will arrange the first course, and next after that the corner and the sides will be checked, and the next course will be placed. So I think we can see the video of that. So, and this here, these are the tools which are used in brick masonry: trowel, spirit level in order to check the level, shovel in order to mixing and all. So we are here we are having the mortar pan in order to take that mortar. So straight edge, it is used to level that surface. After putting mortar, we can level that surface. Mason square is used in order to check the perpendicularity of the corner. So we are constructing a corner. So in order to check the perpendicularity, we are using this Mason square. And a plumb bob, it is used for checking the verticality, whether the wall is vertical or not. So this is all about the second experiment, that is construction of a wall in English bond. So Here, so this is a brick which we are using for the construction, and we are actually doing construction of a wall using brick, and the wall is having 1.5 brick thickness, and we are constructing that wall in English bond. The peculiarity of the English bond is that in the elevation we can see alternate layers of headers and stretchers. Likewise, we are arranging that. So ഞാനത് ഫോർവേഡ് ചെയ്തിട്ടാണ് കാണിക്കാൻ പോകുന്നത്. ജസ്റ്റ് വാച്ച് ഇറ്റ്. So actually we have to set out, so hope you can see here. So here we are going to construct. So here we can see the strings which are being set out. So ഫസ്റ്റ് നമ്മൾ സെറ്റിംഗ് ഔട്ട് ചെയ്ത് എവിടെയാണ് കൺസ്ട്രക്ഷൻ ചെയ്യുന്നതെന്നുള്ളത് നോക്കും. അത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് അവിടെ നമ്മൾ മോട്ടാർ ഇട്ടിട്ട് ചെയ്യാണ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. So video, I will upload the video in your Google Classroom, so you can go through that and see all the steps that are, or the procedure that are used for the construction of this English bond. So here, you can see the strings are used for setting out, and the first layer of mortar is being laid, and above this we are arranging the bricks. So this is used for this is one of the tools which is being used for leveling, that is straight edge. So after leveling that mortar, so we are arranging the bricks. So there is some procedure for arranging the bricks. The corner should have the corner should be of 90 degrees. All the bricks should be in a clear horizontal line. So the full video you can see in your Google Classroom. So this is the arrangement. You can see, so likewise, we are arranging this brick, and we'll be filling this joints with the mortar. So in between gap there. So in order to fill the mortar, that is the binding material. You can see the joints. So the mortar is being filled in the gap, and next we are laying the second layer. So above that they are laying the second layer. So this is a plumb probe which is being used to check the verticality. So താഴത്തെ അതേ ബ്രിക്കിന്റെ ലെവലിൽ തന്നെ ആയിരിക്കണം മുകളിലത്തെ ബ്രിക്ക് വെക്കേണ്ടത്. So in order to check that, they are using this plumb probe. So they are checking and keeping the bricks. I think we can also, this is the second layer. So they did the second layer. So here from this face you can see that the bottom course it is of headers, and the top next that is second course it is we can see the stretchers. So alternate headers and the stretchers are the peculiarity of the English bond. Hope you understand. So these are the arrangements. So again, so here they have used this queen closer for in order to avoid the continuous vertical joints. So here, so this is a queen closer. So this is a queen closer which is being placed. So it is having a length equal to that of the full brick, but the width is half. Depth is equal to that of the full brick. So that the width will be half. This is a queen closer that is being used. I hope you understand. So the full video you can see it in the Google Classroom. So I think we can move on to the next experiment. So one more experiment is left out. So here the experiment is that we are going to, so after this construction of a wall that is of length 60 centimeters, height 50 centimeters, and a thickness 1.5 brick thick wall, we are now calculating how many bricks are being used for constructing that particular wall. That is the experiment 4C, that is estimation of a building unit. So if we are using some building unit, how many numbers of building units have to be used for that construction of a particular wall. So here, so estimation of a building unit. So how can we calculate the number of bricks that are required? So here also English bond, 1.5 thick brick English bond is the bond which are used, and the wall, it is again we are checking a corner wall or taking a corner wall, and we are finding the number of building units that are used for constructing that particular wall which we see in the video. So here the thing is that we have to measure the procedure is that we have to construct the wall. We have to measure the dimensions of the whole corner walls to find its volume and measure the dimension of the single unit. So we want to know the number of bricks that are bricks or any building unit which are used for constructing that particular wall. So for that we need the full volume of the wall and the volume of a single building unit. Find the number of building units used by applying the equation. So how can we find the total number of building units? It is very easy. That is, it is equal to what? Total volume of the wall divided by volume of single unit, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So total number of building units means total volume of wall. So we have to find what is the volume of that particular corner wall, and we should know the volume of a single unit so that we can find the total number of building units. So that is a experiment 4B. So here the thing is that we are using we are taking the building units, that is solid block, AAC block, laterite block, and brick. So these are the building units that are used. So before I explain the English bond in brick masonry. So there the building unit which is used is brick masonry. Here we are just calculating what will be the number of building units used. So here we are calculating this using the solid block is used for the construction. What will be the number of solid blocks? If AAC block is used, what will be the number of AAC blocks used for the construction of that particular wall? And if laterite is used for the construction, these are all building units which are being used for the construction work. So if these are the building blocks which are being used, what will be the number of building units that are being used? So first I will show you one example. Likewise, you have to do all the rest of the work. Okay. So suppose this is our wall. So it is having a length of this is actually the plan view. So here the length 60 centimeters, here the length is 60 centimeters. It is having a height. So it is the isometric view. This is a plan view of this particular wall. So here we can see. So here this is the length 60. So this is 60. So this length again it is 60. This height is 50 centimeters, And this thickness means it is, we can say it as only 1.5 uh, 1.5 thick wall. So here we are using AAC block. AAC block means it is autoclaved aerated concrete block. So you may have seen concrete blocks which are used for the construction. It is the actual picture of the concrete block. So so it is having the dimension 30 centimeter by 20 centimeter by 20 centimeter. So 30 centimeter means it is the length. So this is 30 centimeter. 20 means it will be the width 20. And again, next dimension 20 means it will be the depth 20 centimeters. Then what will be the volume of this AAC block? So volume of AAC block will be equal to 30 into 20 into 20, right? So this is the volume of this one AAC block. So this is used for the construction of this particular wall junction. So this is being used for the construction of this particular wall junction. This having length 60 centimeters in this direction, 60 centimeter in this direction, and 50 centimeters height and wall thickness. So what will be the total thickness coming over here? So one brick thick means the length 1 plus half length of this particular block. So the length of the block is 30 plus half its length. So 30 plus 30 by 2. So total, this dot, 1 second. So this total thickness will be 45. Hope you understand. So it is actually, the thickness of the wall is actually 1.5 brick, 1.5 thick wall. So 1.5 thick wall means if we are using brick, then 1.5 means length of brick plus half the length of brick. So 1.5. So here we are using AAC block. So the thickness of the wall will be equal to length 1 plus half of the length of the block. So 1 plus half means 30 plus 30 by 2. So that is what it meant. So 30 plus 30 by 2 is equal to 45. So 45 is the thickness of this particular wall. And so we can find the volume of this particular wall. This is the wall which is coming. What will be the volume? So finding the volume, I think we can divide this into two parts. So this is first part, this is second part. So here, first we find the volume of this part, then we find the volume of the small part, add that, and we get the total volume of the wall. So how will we find the volume of this part? So it will be equal to 45 into 60. So this is the area, cross-sectional area. This is a plan view. Hope you understand this. Plan view is what it is shown here. With so much overwriting. So this is a plan view. So here we are dividing it into two parts. So first the second. So here first part 45 into 60 into 50. This is a volume of this first part. Then second part means the total length over here it is 60 minus 45. So rest of the dimension will be 60 minus 45, it is 15. So 15 into this thickness. Thickness is 45 into 50. So this will be the volume of the second part. So adding that, we will get the total volume of the wall. Total volume of the wall divided by the volume of the single block will give the number of building units. So this is what we are actually doing. So I think we can see the calculation. So size of AAC block, this is the size. Volume of one AAC block is 30 into 20 into 20. We get the answer. So volume of block 60 into 45 into 50. So plus 15 into 45 into 50. So you can use any method. The thing is that we need the total volume of the wall. So next, so we get the answer, and number of blocks means volume of the wall divided by volume of one block. So likewise, we get the number of blocks. So that you have to calculate. So this is all about one single building unit, that is AAC block. Likewise, you have to calculate the number of blocks which are used for the various building units. That is, for the solid block, what will be the number of blocks used? So here also you have to find this 45, the thickness of the wall can vary. The thickness of the wall can vary if the size. Here the solid block is having the thickness dimension 30 by 20 by 15. So length is 30, width is 20, and depth is 50 centimeters. So the here the thickness of the wall will be equal to 30 plus 30 by 2. So that's why it comes 50 45 over here. If you are using another brick here, that is laterite. Laterite is used, its dimension is that 32. This length is 32, width is 24, and the depth is 20. So in that case, the thickness of the wall varies. So thickness of the wall, it is equal to 32 plus 32 by 2. So in that case, we get the thickness of the wall as 48. Here the 60 and the height of the wall, that is 50. It is fixed, but the thickness can vary based on the building units which you are using. So while using different building blocks, what will be the number of building units which is required for the construction? So this is what you have to calculate, and in the result you have to specify this. So in the lab manual, it may not be specified the number of building blocks. So result should be like this: the number of solid blocks, number of ACC blocks, number of laterite blocks, and in this, the all the calculations and the figures, all the things should be on the left side. So there will be blank right pages. So just leave that, and in the last page you write the result. So hope you understand. So in every session, you have to draw the figure and mark the dimensions of this wall. Just write the size of the standard brick and draw the figure of the wall, this plan view of the wall, and mark the dimensions and thickness. Hope you understand. Is there any doubt? So these are the experiments that which have to be written in the for the next day. So I'll be uploading the video for the construction of English bone and Google Classroom, and we are uploading the materials for writing the lab manual, the record from the lab manual, and you have to do the calculations and write the result as I told you. So, in the study of English bone part, there are so many figures. You have to do the figure. Not need to do to the scale, but it should be as such given in the record. വരയ്ക്കുന്നത് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇഷ്ടമുള്ളതുപോലെ എന്തെങ്കിലും വരയ്ക്കാനല്ല ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത്. സോ നോക്കിയിട്ട് വരയ്ക്കാം. ഒരുപാട് ഫിഗേഴ്സ് ഉണ്ട് ഈ സ്റ്റഡി ഓഫ് ബ്രിക്ക് മേസണറിയിൽ, ഇംഗ്ലീഷ് ബോണ്ടിന്റെ ഇതിലുമായിട്ട്. അപ്പോൾ ആ ഫിഗർ വരയ്ക്കുമ്പോൾ കുറച്ചും കൂടെ വൃത്തിക്കൊക്കെ വരയ്ക്കാം. ഇപ്പം നിങ്ങൾ റെക്കോർഡ് എഴുതിയിരിക്കുന്ന കുറേയൊക്കെ കണ്ടു. ചിലർ നല്ല വൃത്തിയായിട്ട് എഴുതിയിട്ടുണ്ട്, നല്ല വൃത്തിയായിട്ട് വരച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. ചിലർ അതൊന്നും ഇല്ല, സ്കെയിലും പെൻസിലും കാര്യങ്ങളൊന്നും ഉപയോഗിക്കാണ്ട് കൈ കൊണ്ട് എന്തൊക്കെയോ വരച്ചതും ഉണ്ട്. സോ ദിസ് ഇസ് ദ റെക്കോർഡ് ബുക്ക്. സോ അത്രയ്ക്ക് ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻസ് തന്നെ കൊടുത്ത് വരയ്ക്കാനായിട്ട് നോക്കുക. Is there any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So I'll be sharing everything which for writing in the record in your Google Classroom. And if there is any doubt while writing the record, you can ask me. So you can message or you can call me and ask the doubt. ഡൗട്ട് ഇല്ലാന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ എഴുതാം. എന്തെങ്കിലും ഡൗട്ട് ഉണ്ടെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ എന്തായാലും ചോദിക്കാം. വെറുതെ അതങ്ങോട്ട് എഴുതി വെക്കാനായിട്ട് നിൽക്കരുത്. കാര്യം മനസ്സിലാക്കിയിട്ട് വേണം എഴുതാനായിട്ട്. ആൻഡ് യു ഷുഡ് ഗോ ത്രൂ ദ വീഡിയോ. I will be uploading it in the Google Classroom. Okay. One second, don't leave.
മാം നമുക്ക് വൈൻഡപ്പ് ചെയ്യാം ക്ലാസ് എന്തെങ്കിലും ഉണ്ടോ?
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.